Good morning. This is the fourth part of technology development, and we are going to talk about in this part about innovation, what are the processes of innovation, and different models that innovation uses, how innovation can be introduced as a skill, and most important of all, what is the relationship between invention, innovation, and how these can be converted through technology development into products, processes, and new ideas and made into services and bring about transformation and change in the area of development. So besides processes and models, we'll also talk about what are the other models of innovation, how innovation is related to the processes of uh, mm, new age development, and most important of all, what is meant by technology readiness level in institutions or in industry, and then how it is facilitating innovation, how we can harness the technology readiness level in order to absorb or innovate and bring in new technology, integrate that to become a leading manufacturing place. And those are the kind of things we will be talking about. Now, going ahead, what we try to find out is that the technology and the theoretical and other particular aspects of technology were being harnessed in the capital formation process. And there is a wonderful book in which the name innovation first appears. The book by Schumacher talks about business cycles, and he defines that we will simply define innovation as the setting up of a new production function. However, in today's modern world, we'll try to talk about innovation in a definition that says innovation is defined as doing something new or doing it in a new way so that society is benefited and its lifestyle is improved, enhanced, and enlarged. In other words, innovation brings in new ideas, new concepts, new methodologies, new technologies in order to improve the efficiency, the quantum of products, and new ideas, how we can market them, how we can design them, how we can create a technological route map for them, and therefore innovation in a matter defines the pathway to technology development. Now, innovation has been part of the industrial development cycle, and this has resulted in right from the 18th century to lead industrial revolutions, whether we are talking of the first, second, third, fourth, or fifth industrial revolution, that's current, or the fifth 5+ industrial revolution. As we talked in the technology development part one, we have seen the gradual increase in terms of harnessing what was done through research, what was done through new knowledge, what was done through new ideas, and how uh, first energy was used for making and automating industrial machinery, then how transportation was uh, brought in at through use of energy like steam and later on electricity, how electricity was able to convert and transform social lifestyles, industrial development, progress, and most important of all, the transportation of energy through electricity became a very, very innovative concept, and that led to spread of energy, spread of prosperity, and spread of new ideas. This in turn was improved by making it possible to transfer information. And so energy, energy transmission, energy transformation, and then information transmission became the third industrial revolution, and that was promoted by semiconductor technology, vacuum tube technology, and then semiconductor technology. And at the same time, the coal burning or steam engine was converted using oil and internal combustion engine, and that brought in its own way a mass production mechanism for automobiles. This enhanced the development of mining industry, the metallurgy industry, the materials revolution, and all these particular things combined together in order to change the human lifestyle, in order to change human growth, and in order to change the civilizational values. It changed education, it changed science, it changed how experiments were done, how the knowledge was transferred one from one point to another point, and at the same time, it also brought in the revolution in terms of how more and more people could become part of learning, part of education, and part of development. The last and the current age is where we are trying to talk in terms of combination of nanotechnology, combination of cyber technology, combination of information technology, and most important of all, combination of all these three together in biotechnology. So we will see these particular things fruit into even more and more innovative processes. And just as we go on doing this innovation management, we also try to find out what are the basic building blocks of innovation, how innovation is strategized, how it is converted into leading aspects, and how it brings in proper uh, methodology by which ideas are understood, ideas are filtered, ideas are developed, and this development process goes through a particular cycle of prototype development, then business case analysis, research and development in order to convert that particular idea into a technology, and then that through the technology, mass production and rapid development of products and services. And that in turn is sent into the marketplace, receiving the feedback from the marketplace, how the user is using it, how the user is finding it good, and getting feedback from market, getting feedback from user, and getting feedback from the people. We understand how a rapid cycle of uh, further innovations, further developments are taking place. This is basically Tucker innovation model, and this Tucker innovation model is probably one of the best to explain how ideas are converted into technology and into products and into services. At the same time, the research continues, and this research brings in new ideas, new findings, new concepts, new understanding of nature, physical, chemical, biological, and other particular nature, and that goes into development of other products or enhancement of the products that are currently in the market. Either we make them more featureful, or we make them more useful, or we make them cheaper, and therefore make them available to more and more people. So at the same time, how that marketing has been made into an innovative format, that is another particular way. So innovation basically does not happen only in science, technology, and products, but innovation happens in every part of life. It is happening in converting societies. It's happening in converting management, managing resources, managing people, managing social conflicts, managing social systems, and bringing in new innovation. At the same time, it's now being used how to manage the catastrophic effects that certain technologies have brought about, how fossil fuels can be managed, and how renewable sources can be brought in, and how we can bring in new understanding and ideas about uh, better resource utilization, better renewable energy, better cost effective and recycling of products and materials, and so on. This is basically trying to tell us about what are the different types of innovators that we have in the domain of innovation. So these are the creator, the solution builder, the leverager, the expander, the defender, and the fast follower. So these six types of innovators have their very set ways in which they innovate and why they innovate, how they use innovation in the science, technology, engineering, and products, and even in services. So this, each one of them, the creator, for instance, tries to talk in terms of the tries to talk in terms of how disruptive impact through innovative ideas can be bring in new product ideas can, and this is needs a bold, a strong, a visionary person who can lead through example, who can give the benefits, and who can mass mobilize people opinion and make a focused and disciplined directive and industry, so that those particular products become very popular, and this becomes a big bet investment for that particular this thing. The examples are Apple, SpaceX, and Amazon. All three multiple companies, they have been led to give new products and continuous innovation in those products, continuous integration of technologies, new ideas, how we can have new, I mean, how e-commerce can be converted into a technology intensive operation, and how it can reach to every nook and corner of the world. So this type of innovators are called the creator innovator. Then we have the solution builder innovator, which uses market and gets inspired by what are the demands in the market, what people need. They are able to understand what are the niche areas where intervention is required, and because of their keen observability and because of their ability to sense the market needs, they come up with solutions, they come up with products that meet those needs, and obviously that becomes a very important area of development. And this ability to design systems according to the needs of the people, design systems which make design even clothes, design even products, design even services, design even technologies that are serving people, that becomes the most important thing. The example is of Nike shoes. How people could use, how the innovator could use sensors and other particular ideas in designing a shoe so that people could have a more comfortable experience to travel, to move, to walk, to run. This is what is a solution builder. He builds solutions around the needs of the society. He builds solutions in order to meet the requirements of the society. He builds solutions and products, therefore, to satisfy the demands of the marketplace. Then we have the leverager type of innovator who comes up with innovative and superior business models. And we have enormous amount of innovation in the marketplace today, where services have become the leaders in quality assurance. Services have become leaders in providing services for hoteling industry, for hospitality industry, for industry in terms of travel, in terms of this thing, Airbnb, how they don't own a single room and yet they are providing millions of accommodations to everybody. How Ola, Uber, and other particular this thing, they don't own a car and yet they are providing tourism services to millions of people. So product launches, basically how we can do aggregation, how we can have market toe up with and tied up with the needs of the passengers. And similarly, these cycles of innovation come even in the marketplace of fashion. So how fashion products and other particular products can be designed in order to meet the requirements of leisure wearing, of office wearing, and other particular things. So Zara garments, Apple iPhone, iPads, and Ola cabs are the illustration of a leisure type of innovator, and they are therefore leading to another particular innovation cycle where we talk in terms of the expander type of innovation. These use expansion in business as their basic innovation process. They can find out which are the products which are going to be needed in every nook, every part of the continent, which are needed in every part of the world. And so what they do is they expand their services. So that's how multinational corporations are born. That's how automobiles of one brand are now becoming manufactured excuse me, are manufactured in every other particular country and made better, made in a more marketable fashion, so that they meet the local requirements, they meet the cultural and legal requirements of this thing. So they use mergers and acquisitions, they use diversification of technologies, ideas, and business models. They create value addition through downstream and upstream integration, and most important of all, they re-engineer those businesses which are not doing well and convert them into profitable ventures. And most lovingly, they improve the flexibility in distribution, they add the supply chain management, the customer satisfaction, this thing, and because of that, the upstream and the downstream integration makes business a profitable venture. So innovation in business models, just as Amazon does, just as Pfizer does, Netflix, total revolution in terms of entertainment, how entertainment suited to multiple languages, multiple this thing, and bringing in cross-cultural understanding in terms of entertainment. And Tata Motors, how they were able to convert Land Rover and Jaguar into a profitable business. These are the kind of expanders and innovators. We have the defender type of innovator, that which defend the kind of product and service that otherwise is being threatened by the more disruptive and more aggressive products or more aggressive marketing philosophies. So these are the defender type, and they therefore innovate in defensive strategies, new business and marketing processes which are cheaper, better, more suited to the local, and more business friendly to the small markets, to small people. Say, for instance, Amazon provides a platform for any small manufacturer to come up on its platform and sell globally. So, see the advantage that it can provide. Or Allstate Insurance provides different types of varieties of insurance, different product mixes, different ways to integrate life insurance with medical insurance, different ways to integrate travel insurance with property insurance, and so on and so forth. So these are the kind of defenders who re-innovate business models and yet come up with new solutions. And we have the fast follower, which who is able to create dynamic, agile, and lean organizations who have the capacity. Basically, this is possible in startups where they have to do with small number of employees. They have to do with innovative functioning in terms of bringing rapid progress in new product, and they have to bring in new understanding and new dynamics in terms of how even manufacturing can be done. So flexible manufacturing, 3D manufacturing, making possibility to create most complex things in the simplest possible manner, and at the same time manage the life cycle costs. how even recycling is possible, and that recycled material, how it can be converted into a product, how the recycling process itself can be converted into a business model, how we can try to talk in terms of improving the quality and combining that quality with the kind of requirements in different regions, in different environments, and in different circumstances. So basically, we can start in talking in terms of starting from mainframes, how PC market evolved, how Microsoft and Apple and other particular people were able to come out with personal computers, how they have been relegated to by the smartphone, and how now smartphone and is becoming part of entertainment, computation, photography, communication, data, voice, video, what all. So, and simultaneously, how travel can be made better, can be made luxurious, even at lower cost. Those are the type of fast follower innovators which change this business model, and therefore change how technology is brought into the lifestyle of human beings. This is the graph that tells you, or the infographic, what tells you about the technology readiness level. Why is technology readiness level important? Because we must be able to do an introspection of which are the companies which are able to uh, absorb technology, which are ready to have the ability to understand which idea can be made into a product or can be made into a better profitable service, and how it is to be how it is to be changed or channeled or modified in order that it serves a proper purpose. And this is basically, if you have the technology, say for instance, there is a company which has been manufacturing automobiles. Now we want to go from bodies which can be made with other materials, or there is a manufacturing aeroplane manufacturing company, and they want to make a stealth aircraft, and they have to bring in body which can be made from fiber material, carbon fiber or plastic fiber or some other this thing. So we have the ability, do we have the ability to absorb new technologies, to invent and integrate and innovate new methods of manufacture, and therefore come up with radically different products that have the properties or requirements that it demands. Say, for instance, energy conservation, energy efficiency, ability to reduce weight and yet provide the stiffness and the quality of product that demands steel, but yet use fiber pregnated systems. So this is basically what we define the readiness level, and technology readiness level tries to see how well we can absorb basic research, how well we can understand the feasibility of that research to be converted into technology. And once we are able to understand that, how we can bring in different specializations, different people from different walks of life who have understood and mastered various different systems, and how they can be integrated today to demonstrate a technology product which has multiple domain specialists and multiple domain this thing, and then bring about subsystems, and finally launch a product. Taking example of an automobile, we have today in an automobile most of the thing which is controlled by computers. It's braking system, it's carburetor, or its fuel consumption system, or its acceleration system, its navigation system, its steering system, its other balancing system, its ability to overcome braking and skidding. All this particular thing can be controlled through a microprocessor. So you have to have the ability to design mechanical system, electronic system, body parts, multiple materials, integrate them into a particular product and bring them together at the lowest cost, at the best possible features with minimum kind of this thing, and have a standardized product that will be manufactured all over the world and yet have the same quality, the same standard, and the same kind of features. This is what is possible through these kind of technology readiness levels. And here we are trying to talk in terms of how we understand this technology readiness level. We understand it that the 9 stages that we have said, and these 9 stages in turn have the capacity to develop multiple products and multiple services, whether we are trying to talk in terms of industry and federal results, whether we are trying to talk in terms of defense related industry, whether we are trying to talk in terms of advanced products, spacecraft design, automobile design. We're talking in terms of now biotechnology design, how we design vaccines, how we design products that are going to have suitability in terms of wearing apparels and things like that. So these are the technology difference levels where various commercial products and services can be integrated. So how does innovation get absorbed based on these technology readiness levels? We find that here we are trying to talk in terms of, if we are seeing a company which has very strong technology readiness level and is able to absorb technology very fast versus a weak one, there what are the requirements? Their internal resources, what their internal resources, how agile, how adaptive, how smart their internal resources are, how competitive their intelligence is, how they are able to understand what is important in the marketplace, and what all technologies we need to import and what all technology we need to develop in-house. And therefore, those technologies we need to import, which are the partners with whom we should get into partnership, and how those partnerships should evolve. Do we need a partnership with industry or academia, or do we need partnership with people who are already manufacturing them, and so we have interchange of technologies? Do we have incubator sources where people in the startups are doing something and we want to absorb it? So acquisition, absorption, adaption, integration, and all these particular this thing, how we can use the ideas of the employees, how you can use the idea of suppliers, vendors, distributors, external consultants, customer complaints, and how complaints can be converted into a proper product design. These are then based on social networking input, data mining, and other particular things, how strong innovators use the technology level readiness in order to absorb new and better this thing. So what we are trying to talk about now is the level, how strong and weak use multidimensional sources as inputs for innovation and creating strong innovation frameworks. So identify new themes, provide latest inputs to ideation teams, and therefore review market trends and take inputs from even ordinary people, ordinary users, ordinary persons, and convert that into this thing. See what is going on in the social media and analyze that and bring it give this thing. See what people are thinking, that oh, if I had this particular product, or if I had this product doing this, or what would happen. And so understand market trends, identify external players, innovation, take innovation from different domains. So, say for instance, what is happening in the sports shoes market, and see how that can be converted into normal footwear. See what is happening in the sports apparel market and how it can be used for giving better apparels to the common people. How weather tolerant and longer lasting fabrics can be designed and used, and what is the potential of creating new ecosystem which has a better recyclability. So can we design plastics which can be go back into the system, can be recycled much easier instead of lasting for ages together and causing pollution to the environment.